Let's look at sample problem 7.3, converting between pressure units. Convert the following barometric readings to the units requested. 1.08 atm to millimeters of mercury, 750 millimeters of mercury to psi, and 0.94 atm to psi. So one thing I want to point out, these are barometric readings. So these are typical atmospheric pressure, what we would see for atmospheric pressure. And then we're also going to pay attention to our significant figures. So our final answer will have as many sig figs as the value that we converted. And you'll use the conversion factors that are in your textbook on page 272. And pause the video to get the answers, and we'll review this in just a few seconds. So here are the conversion factors that we'll need. 1 atmosphere is equal to 14.7 psi is equal to 760 millimeters of mercury. And these conversion factors are going to be considered to be exact numbers and won't affect our sig figs. So starting with 1.08 atm, which is our measured value, this has 3 sig figs. And I multiply by the conversion factor that has our desired unit in the numerator, 760 millimeters of mercury, and the unit we're canceling out in the denominator, 1 atm. So I multiply 1.08 atm by this conversion factor. Atm divided by atm cancels out. 760 multiplied by 1.08. I end up with units of millimeters of mercury, and I will express my final answer with 3 sig figs, since that's what this value had. Looking at our second conversion, we are converting 750 millimeters of mercury to psi. This has 3 significant figures since there's a decimal point after the trailing 0. The conversion factor we use has our desired unit in the numerator, the unit we're trying to cancel out, millimeters of mercury, in our denominator. So millimeters of mercury divided by millimeters of mercury cancels out. I take 750 and multiply it by the conversion factor, 14.7 over 760. So to do that, I multiply 14.7 by 750 and then divide by 760. Since my original value had 3 sig figs, my final answer will have 3 sig figs. And then the last one, I'm converting from atm to pounds per square inch. And so the conversion factor I use has the unit that I want in the numerator, the unit I'm trying to cancel out in the denominator. And this 0.94 atm has 2 sig figs, since the leading 0 never counts. 14.7 multiplied by 0.94 divided by 1 will give me my numerical answer, and I'm going to round that to 2 sig figs, since 0.94 has 2 sig figs.